Content warning. The following video contains discussion of police violence and violence against women. It also contains an embedded video which shows a number of people being arrested and removed from an event. This week on Deadfill Sundays, we'll be taking a look at the Sarah Everard vigil, during which some attendees became victims of police violence. The heavy-handed actions of the Metropolitan Police have quite rightly drawn wide-ranging criticism from across the political spectrum. We will apply Confucian theories of virtue to such violence, and ask the extent to which obedience is detrimental to the pursuit of virtue. With that said, the aforementioned video report will now play for 1 minute and 3 seconds. A black screen will precede the beginning and follow the end of this report for 3 seconds, so as to allow time to skip it should viewers not wish to watch it. Clearly, the Met took what was a vigil and made it into a hostile environment which prevented attendees from paying their respects to Sarah Everard, whose death is currently the subject of police investigation. In light of the Met's actions, we ask, to what degree should one comply to forceful attempts at governing one's actions? One of the most important principles of Confucius's teachings is filial piety, having respect and reverence for and dutifully serving one's parents. He thought that the bond between parents and children is so fundamental, that it's higher than anything, even laws and justice. According to Confucius, there are no limits to and no greater moral behaviour than filial piety. It is the basis of all teaching and virtue. People who learn to obey and show the utmost respect to their parents at home become the types of people to make up a peaceful society. He does then focus on the importance of obedience, albeit to a patriarchal figure. In the Analects, it is said that, quote, "While a man's father is alive, look at the bent of his will. When his father is dead, look at his conduct. If for 3 years he does not alter from the way of his father, he may be called filial." End quote. For Confucius, it is important that one complies to traditional ways, that one replicates the behaviours and ways of being of one's father, and so one's family. For him, filial piety is an incredibly important virtue. Teaching compliance to children in the home environment corresponds with them becoming compliant adults. In Confucianism, the virtues espoused in the home have direct consequence to the virtues present in society, and so those that are pursued by its members. But this ordering of subjects surely creates a framework in which fundamental change cannot occur. Indeed, even the asking for fundamental changes, if they break with tradition, is unvirtuous. In a Confucian patriarchal configuration of society, the family acts as the foundation upon which governmental technologies of power are exerted. With that in mind, how might we apply this to the Met's actions this weekend? Well, if we are to say that it is unvirtuous, is disrespectful, is immoral, to disobey the police because they stand as a pillar of society that supposedly ensures security, keeps society safe, if we're to say that even when they are engaging in actions we disagree with, then we are to elevate them to a space of no critique. This renders society to be at the mercy of such a vehicle, to rotate in worship around its violent pseudo-virtuous axis. Elevating people, institutions, structures to a place of no criticism serves only to ensure the compliance and obedience of those actors to whom the elevated apply. In short, it surely cannot constitute virtue, nor the pursuit of virtue, to seek obedience by making opposition an unsafe, unstable place of harm. Therefore, when the police engages in actions we find to be disagreeable, we should be able to disagree. We should seek not to comply with orders that are fundamentally incompatible with our virtues, our morals, our outlook. That said, we note that it is wholly unsurprising when such an institution engages in violence of this nature. But this is surely a video in itself. The right to disagree applies to a variety of other positions, to politicians, schools, workplaces, universities, to homes, and to a plethora of other places. When there is fundamental disagreement on the basis of actions not compatible with one's sense of virtue or morality, it is a duty to cease to comply, oppose, and criticize. Nothing is beyond reproach, not even those we have been taught to or told to always respect. This marks the end of the 22nd episode of Dreadful Sundays. We hope you enjoyed it and that we'll see you again next week.